What's going on, everybody? You're listening to the Point2Point NHL Recap Show, Season 3, Episode 3. I'm Pascal Pryor, joined by Mark Haverlack, and today we're going to talk about a couple teams, and we're also going to try something out new today. So if you guys like this, so let us know in the comments. We're going to do a couple kind of like fun games here at the end of the episode, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And even you guys at home can play along to these games because they're pretty viewer-friendly. So it's going to be an interesting podcast today. Before we get into it all, Mark, what's going on in your life?
Dude, nothing much, man. Just kind of watching a ton of hockey. Also, like the Jays are going to Game 7 of the ALCS tonight too, which is super exciting. I feel like it's just like sports overload right now, considering like I didn't think like I'd be that into football once hockey started, and I still am, to be honest, kind of. I don't know if it's just because I'm like in a pool or whatever, but like, man, I feel like it's just like sports overload right now, but I love it, dude. I was so freaking bored in the summer. I think I said this on this podcast like 100 times every week. It was like I was looking forward to doing this podcast in the summer because I was just had nothing else to do. So, yeah, I mean, like not super busy by any means, but I'm keeping myself occupied for sure, dude. How about you?
Yeah, I'm all with you on the sports overload thing, dude, because I was actually thinking about this the other night, is that this time of year there's so many sports going on, you're almost like missing something, right? Which kind of sucks, where it's
100%.
like, if you could move some sort of sport more into the summer where you don't have as much going on, that'd be awesome. Because like for me at least, like I love watching hockey, of course, right? Like American football, I love European football as well. Like I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I try to watch that. I'm also big in F1, so I try to watch that. That's like 4 sports right now, right? And it's like you got the Jays, as you mentioned, like big Game 7 tonight. It's like I want to watch that. It's like I can only watch so much, and it's when there's 14 things on a Saturday that I want to watch. It's kind of like, holy fuck, like I'm gonna miss something here. What am I gonna miss? And
Well, even tonight, dude, like I got the Habs on Prime against the Sabres, and it's like the Jays are playing Game 7, and it's like, oh, just watch the Jays. I don't know, dude. I love the Prime games, and it's like if the Habs are playing, I'm so into it. So it's like I think I'm going to be going dual screen tonight, to be honest with you.
see, that's what I usually do, but I'm even at the point, man, where I'm like, fuck, like I need a third screen, dude. I need a third one.
Dude, I've honestly, like every day since the NHL season started, like I've gone back and watched like replays of every game, like just like the little highlight clips, because it's like I haven't been able to kind of just keep up with everything so far.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely a crazy time. I love it though, man. It's great. Let's talk about the NHL now, and kind of a few teams here that are off to pretty good starts. The first one is the Detroit Red Wings. Early in the NHL season, they're on top of the Atlantic Division with a 5-1 record. Mark, I want to ask you, is this season they will finally make the playoffs?
Man, I didn't really think so before the season. They're putting themselves in a really good position right now to be able to be set up, even if they go through like a little bit of a struggle here at some point in the season. That a 5-1 start really puts you in a good position, right? Like you can fall off and go on some sort of like a little bit of a losing streak, and you're really not kind of out of it, right? So they look pretty legit, right? Like, I mean, the one full game I watched them play was when they played Montreal, and they looked terrible. But I mean, the coach called them out, and they've been playing really well ever since. And like they're beating some pretty good hockey teams too, dude. Like the Leafs twice, Tampa Bay, the Edmonton yesterday. They're getting kind of contributions like throughout most of their lineup. I feel like this kid that's playing on the first line with Raymond and Larkin, Emmett Finney. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He played in the WHL last year for Kamloops. Man, he's kind of like been like a really nice fit so far on that first line. He had a 2-goal game yesterday. He's like pretty big body. Like he's only 6'1", but he's like super strong. So like he kind of complements like 2 skilled players really well, in my opinion. Larkin's off to a great start, dude. Like he even looked really good that first game when the rest of the team didn't. And he's still producing at a high level. Like Raymond's missed a couple games, but he's looked good. Patty Kane. And I think too, one thing that's more like surprising for me, because I never really I never really doubted like their their top 6 being able to produce offense. Like Larkin's maybe started a little bit better than I expected, but it's like I didn't really think that like he's around a point per game guy, just under, right, like throughout his career. But like they're playing quite well defensively, and like they're getting pretty good goaltending right now too, right? Like Talbot got 3 games in a row where he won, and then they've gone back to Gibson for the past 2. But ever since Gibson got pulled against the Habs in the first game, like their goaltending's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say this is kind of like, at least goaltending wise, it's probably going to like keep up at this high of a level, but I don't know. Like I'm kind of thinking now, like maybe this is the year they can get into the playoffs if they can. Like I doubt they'll be able to kind of keep this pace and like to play this well, but I don't know. Some teams like you just I look at New Jersey last year, and it was like their first couple months of the season like was pretty good, and it's like they were literally like one of the worst teams in the NHL after like January 6th. They were just in a bad division, and they had stocked so many wins that when they had injuries that they were fine. You know what I mean? And like it didn't even get to a point where we were like, oh my God, they might miss the playoffs. Like they had such a good cushion over the Rangers for that third spot that it was like never in doubt. It was kind of just like the Devils are going to get in and lose in the first round. Like that's kind of what everyone thought. So I think Detroit's putting themselves in a good situation right now, and they're playing really good hockey, man.
Yeah, I think they're in a great situation right now to start off the season. The thing I find pretty interesting about this scenario is it's not like the Red Wings have gone off to this start that they have and they've been kind of beating up on lottery pick teams, right? Like they've got off to the start and they've played the Leafs twice, they've played the Florida Panthers, they've played the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they've played the the Oilers, right? It's like those are all playoff teams and have been consistent playoff teams over the past 5 years. So it's like they've gotten off to the start playing against, I'd call it a tougher start to the season. And now their next 5 games or so again are against a bit weaker opponents. So I am really curious to see what their record's going to look like after 10 games, because if they can continue to get wins in the second half of these 10 games, like they're going to be in a very good area. And I know you mentioned the goaltending, and like Cam Talbot, he's been phenomenal to start the season. Is it going to keep up? Like, yeah, I don't think it's going to keep up, and Cam Talbot's going to have a below 2 goals against average. But John Gibson, like you mentioned, he hasn't been great to start the season. And if John Gibson can kind of step it up a little bit, that's going to make up for Cam Talbot maybe coming back down to earth a little bit, right? And I'm not saying their goaltending is going to be the best goaltending tandem in the league this year, but I am curious, like, is that goaltending tandem going to be able to push them into the playoffs? Because it really does feel like at some points in previous seasons that goaltending had been a big question mark for the Red Wings, and maybe they would have been able to sneak into the playoffs if they had maybe a bit more reliable goaltending. And if this is the year that they can get the reliable goaltending, like I could see them making the playoffs. Because at this point, it's like we talked about in the preseason kickoff episode, right? It's like we had the Senators getting in the playoffs. They've gotten off to a horrible start here, though. It's like I could see it where the Red Wings are maybe jumping over the Senators and taking a wild card spot for them, and you're kind of flip flopping how it was last year. So I'm loving the start from what I'm seeing from the Red Wings, and if I could go back and redo, I would have the Red Wings making the playoffs because they've
Do
looked
you
good.
think? Do you think like the like? Do you kind of feel like they're like, we obviously like, and a lot of other people like rip their D, right? Like like outside of like Sider and like Edmondson is developing at a pretty good level right now. Like do you think kind of like the way they're defending is kind of like sustainable though? Like it's like just because they're a 5-1 start, it's like I can't really tell you. Like I'm more like optimistic in their
Yeah.
favor that they can get into the playoffs, but it's like I would probably say it's more likely than not that they'd probably end up being like a wild card team, though, despite them being like one of the best teams in the league right now, right? Like just because they're first in the Atlantic right now, like doesn't mean they're going to be a top 3 team in
Yeah.
like 75 games from now, right? So I don't know. Like I feel like I do. I feel like their D is like kind of overachieving a bit right now. Like I just feel like they're really hot and like it might cool off, but maybe it'll still end up being better than a lot of us thought. And like if they're in a good spot, they might go out and like add. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I kind of see them almost getting in at this point, but it's like I'd probably say more likely than not they'd be like a wild card team.
Yeah, I would say they're most likely to be a wild card team. Like, I don't think they're going to be winning the Atlantic or even really finishing top 3. I just think it's like with the start that they've gone off to, I could see them making the playoffs this year and getting in. And as you mentioned, the defense and will it keep up? Like it is interesting because if they are in a playoff spot or come like maybe January or even around Christmas time, like I could see Stevie Y making a move to go out and get a defenseman. And then you also got Sandin Pellikka. He's a rookie, right? And like you would kind of assume that throughout the season he's going to continue to grow and grow and grow and hopefully get better. And then not a rookie either, but Jacob Bernard Docker, like he was a high pick. He's never really hit that ceiling. It's like, is he going to be a guy that can maybe continue to grow a little bit here throughout the season too, and maybe contribute to them playing better defense than they have over the past 5 years? Like those are some things that I'm kind of interested to see with this team. But I like what I've seen from them so far, man. I'm changing up and saying they're going to make it in as a wild card team. So kudos.
I gotta give
Kudos
Stevie
to
Y
that one.
credit too, dude. Like he kind of made like I don't want to say it's like a ballsy move, but like he kind of just said, "Fuck it." Like Eric Gustafson, Justin Hall, you guys aren't good enough right now to play. You're going down to the AHL,
Yeah.
and he brings up Sandy and Pelika. Obviously, he kind of signed Hamonic last minute too, which I still don't understand that signing. But I mean, by you, he's only played one game. But still, like they bring in Bernard Docker this summer too, right? So they kind of had like an abundance of defensemen who had a chance to make the team. And even though Gustafson and Hall are kind of the veterans making the money, he's just like, nope, you guys aren't better than these guys. These guys are starting the season. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So sometimes that's difficult to do when you're investing like $5.5 million in both those guys, right? And you want them to be in your lineup, but it's just a better option to not have them.
Yeah, and the last thing too that I'm loving with this team is, man, Patrick Kane looks like he's back to his normal self,
Do
right?
you
Like
think
he's
he'll make the Olympic team if he's playing like this or no?
that's a tough question, dude. That's a tough
Because
one.
the thing is, I'm thinking is like, I'm not really too sure up front how much change there's going to be with the states.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, it's like people would say Kreider. Well, fuck, Kreider looks great right now. So I don't know if I'd be taking off Kreider. Like so, and it's like I was thinking Trocheck, and then I'm like, his coach is now the coach of Team USA. So
Yeah, how's
like, I don't know if he's getting
Kelly?
taken off. Yeah, and he's a great face-off guy. So unless Kane is kind of added as like they can take two more players, I think, than
Yeah.
what the roster was at Four Nations. Like maybe he's a guy, but it's also like Patty Kane's not really a guy where it's like he's gonna fit in on the fourth line, right? So it's like I don't know. I might be looking at like Tage Thompson or like Jason Robertson or something like that. But I think he'll definitely be in the conversation like late before they decide on who they're taking.
Yeah, I'm all with you on that. I just think that for Patty Kane, it's just like if you are bringing him to the Olympics, you kind of have to have him playing within your top six or top nine, right? And it's like,
And probably on second power play too.
yeah,
Like
and it's like when you're looking at the players that were in those positions for the Four Nations face off last year, it's like who are you taking out to bring Patty Kane, right? It's like you mentioned that Chris Kreider, maybe he doesn't go, but it's like Chris Kreider can play on the fourth line and kind of be a bit physical, where it's like Patty Kane, he's not really doing that whole lot, right? So it's like, are you not going to take Jack Hughes and you're going to take Patty Kane over him, or is it going to be something like that, right?
well, he looks good too this year though.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think I'm doing that to be honest.
It's definitely going to be interesting, though. I think he will be in the conversation, and I could see them taking him just as like a veteran presence. Like, hey, man, like I've been here and I've done this. Like, this is what we got to do. And he might not even play a game, right? It's like they have those extended rosters, so it's going to make things interesting.
So are you fully on like Detroit in, Ottawa out?
Yep,
Do you
especially
just
with the
think
better.
Ottawa can't figure it out? Like, is that like
I think that,
because
and I
they
think
didn't have a good start last year though either, dude. Like they were pretty bad.
the difference, though, for me is that last year Brady Kachuk didn't miss 2 months of the season. Where like Brady Kachuk missing 2 months of the season, I think that's going to be a massive factor here for him this year, dude. Like they have had some guys stepping up, but I just think that's such a big physical presence within the team. Like that's your leader. You know what I mean? It's like I just don't know if they'll fully be able to turn things around and get into the playoffs. It is early on though, so
I mean, I do have some doubts about him, but I also am just looking at them and I'm like, they are not getting goaltending right now. And I think if
yeah.
Allmark can kind of figure it out like he did last year after a slow start, like maybe they can turn it around if they're like treading water till Kachuk gets back. But I don't know. It's going to be an interesting division. Like, I mean, we're not going to dive into them directly, but like Boston had a really good start, but they've kind of come back down to earth too, right? Like, I think not that they weren't playing good teams at the beginning, but like it was kind of like they had a tough schedule last week, and it was like, all right,
Yeah.
we're going to start seeing if these guys are good, and they've kind of lost every game. So I think Boston is probably going to end up being where a lot of people think they're going to be. But yeah, Detroit's been kind of the one surprise team that's popped up in the Atlantic, and Ottawa's been on the downhill, and honestly, Florida hasn't looked good the last couple games either, right? So,
Neither's Tampa. Like Tampa's
I think they're going to go through some struggles in the regular season, dude. I don't think it's going to be as easy as a lot of people think for the Panthers.
Let's talk about another team off to a strong start. It's the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're being led by Connor Bedard. So far in the season, Bedard has 2 goals and 5 assists, and he's on pace for a point per game season. Mark, will this be the year that we've all been waiting for and a big breakout year from Bedard?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like even if he doesn't end up getting like that full point per game, I think we're just kind of seeing a bit of a different player this year. I don't know if you've seen some of the stats about him in accordance to like puck retrievals and like even like speed bursts, but like he was like not he's already had like 2 or 3 speed bursts like over 21 miles an hour, and like I don't think he's like ever had that in his career. So it's like you're already seeing a small sample size that like he's become a faster player. And have you seen the thing about like puck retrievals, dude? So like throughout his career, I think 2 years ago, it was a rookie season, he was ranked like 190th in puck retrievals. Like that's even just like stick lifts, like going into the corner, getting the puck. Last year, he was 185th. So far through this season, he's ranked 8th. So it's like you can tell he's like becoming a lot more engaged in plays, and like he's even getting into like the feistiness after the whistle. Like the Habs Hawks last weekend, there was Goulet laid a big hit on Nazar, started a fight with Crevier and Goulet, and Bedard was in there mixing it up. But the one thing is like he just still doesn't have a ton of talent to play around him, but like it's a full season of Frank Nazar being there. I know they're not on the same line, but like they're able to play power play together. He's another guy that seems like he can produce at a pretty high rate so far. So I think he's going to be kind of around that point per game area, maybe 80 points or so. And I think we're just going to be a lot more impressed with his game, just considering it's like, holy shit, okay, he can like, he's starting to defend, he's going into corners, he's becoming feisty, he's fucking faster. Like, I think if he ends up with 80 points and it's like we're talking about him like that throughout the entire season and not just like this start, we're going to be like, holy shit, like what is he next year? Like 90, like 100? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Then we're going to start seeing like kind of that first overall pick. But I'm telling you right now, dude, I didn't think there was a chance in fucking hell 3 weeks ago he'd be considered to make Team Canada, and now I think he's in consideration.
I think you definitely have to consider him, especially considering at some point here we're gonna have injuries. Like the biggest,
it's gonna be tough for those last 2-3 spots, man.
The biggest change I've really seen with his game so far this year is, as you mentioned, like he's a lot more feisty and getting into the mix of things, and he does, like, he looks bigger and he looks faster, and for a guy who's all like undersized, like if you can get that extra bit of weight and strength, like that's going to make a big difference for him. And I feel like we really are seeing it so far. And then I also do want to shout out some other players on this Blackhawks team. It's like you mentioned Frank Nazar. Frank Nazar is having another really good start here. You know, Teravainen, he's having a decent start. Donato, like he's kind of keeping up where he left off last year. Like I feel like Chicago, more than ever in Bedard's time there, is actually surrounding him with some pieces to play with, right? It's like if you went in last season and you were playing against Chicago, it's like Bedard and that's it. That's all we really got to look out for. Where now with Frank Nazar, it's like there's actually 2 lines here in Chicago where you actually do got to maybe worry about a bit and maybe play a bit of line matchups, right? Where previously it was like Bedard's getting all the number 1 matchups. Where I feel like it might be helping him out a bit, where it's like, first of all, he has the players he's playing with are kind of performing a bit better now, and then also he might be able to get a easier shift or two in a game if Nazar's line is playing really well, which I love seeing that for Chicago. Like I think for Chicago, like for Bedard, it's good seeing the progression from him, but from Chicago, I like that we're seeing the overall team progression as well, right? It's like Nazar, he's looked well. Sam Rinzel, I think like early on in his career, Sam
Fuck,
Rinzel,
dude, can he skate?
dude, he's a mammoth and he can fucking skate. It's like I like him
If
a
he
lot.
starts developing like a mean streak to him, like in the next couple years as the Hawks get better, dude, I honestly, dude, I honestly, I was hearing people talk about like the comparison to Brock Faber, and I thought it was
Yeah.
starting to get a bit insane. But I can't lie to you now that like I'm starting to like see that like he could become some sort of like a Brock Faber.
I feel he's like a whole lot bigger than Faber too, right? Like
No,
Faber,
he is, yeah. Like, but like, I mean, he's very. I mean, he's gonna get exposed playing on a team that lets in a lot of goals. But the thing is, they haven't been letting in a lot of goals so
yeah,
far this year. But so maybe his defense at times might not look great. But like, you also got to think like he's getting deployed at like an insane rate right now. Like he's playing over 21 minutes a game in like his first season, right? So he's kind of getting almost thrown to the wolves, but he can deal with it. A couple other guys, dude. I don't know if you mentioned this guy. He hasn't really like put up a ton of points. He's got 4 in 7 games, but I kind of like Burakovsky, man. He's kind of
yeah.
rebounded a little bit. He's playing on Bedard's wing. He had a couple good chances last night against the Ducks to score, and he got robbed by Dostel. And to be honest with you, dude, as much as I've been impressed with Nazar and Bedard, I honestly think their MVP this year so far has been Spencer Knight, dude. I think he's been playing unbelievable. He's currently leading the league in goals saved above average. He just passed Shesterkin after a 2-1 win last night. He's got a 937, dude, in 5 starts with a 2-2-1 record. I honestly, I think a fresh start for Spencer Knight was probably good considering I've heard him on podcasts before. He loves Bob. He respects Bob a lot, but he never said this publicly. But I think he probably knew he just wasn't really going to be getting a huge shot there until Bob was gone. And like, it's crazy to say like people like look at it and be like, Chicago lost the trade because Seth Jones won the cup immediately. But it's like, I don't know if they lost the trade, dude. Like they got a first round pick and a potential number 1 goalie. Like I am so impressed with the way he's been playing so far. Like I've probably been watching him more of any other goalie, and he looks so calm and he's making big saves. Like he's just never panicking. Like I think we're starting to see how Spencer Knight was like projected to be here, right? It's just like he was picked so high that it was like, and the thing was, he came into the NHL so fast, dude. Like
Yep.
he came in at 20 years old and started like a playoff game, and it was like everyone had these high expectations for him, and like they probably still do, but I mean, like I don't think people are really giving him the respect of like they just kind of think like, oh, like it was kind of like a little bit reach of a pick. Like he's a good goalie, but like he shouldn't have went that high, you know. But I don't know, man. He's still super young, man. He's got a lot to prove.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of forget how young he is just because he has been around for so long, right?
He
It's like he's only
and to be fair,
20,
he was drafted the same year as Wolf.
he's 24 years old. It's like, man, like a lot of goalies that were in the or his age or in that same draft class like aren't even in the NHL yet, right? It's like and you got Spencer Knight here who's had a shit ton of NHL experience and is off to an amazing start here with Chicago. Like, I think this could be one of those trades where it's kind of a win-win for each team, where it's like Florida's winning right now because they won the cup. They got the better player right now. But in 5 years, we could be looking at it and we're like, holy shit, like Spencer Knight is like a top 5 goalie, Vezina winner in the league. And we're like, how did Chicago manage to get this guy, right? Like, I really could see it playing out like that. I think Spencer Knight at some point in his career could be like a top 7 to 5 goalie. I know that's high praise, but
No, I kind of believe at some point, at least in his career, he'll be like at least nominated for the Vezina. I believe he has the capability of having a season that's good. That'll be that good, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, there's just a lot of comparisons, dude. Honestly, with like him and Wolf, I think, right? Like considering Wolf was such a late pick, he was such a high pick. They kind of totally different paths. Like Wolf took so long for him to get to, not so long, but it was like
He
you
was in
almost
the
thought he was
NHL
ready
forever, it
before.
felt.
You thought he was ready before. Well, we did. We thought he was ready kind of before they even gave him a chance. And it's like with Knight, he was there, and then like he was the backup, and then he had some mental problems, took a step away for a bit, went back to the AHL, and then he's back in the NHL, right? So it's kind of been a strange development path for Spencer Knight. But man, he's probably loving playing behind this really good team. Like he's only letting 10 goals in 5 games, man. Like he's been playing awesome. Like I've been so impressed with him. I'm so curious if the Hawks can keep this up. Like I definitely expect them to be a little bit better than last year, but I wasn't too sure how much better, but they've definitely looked like they've been taking a step so far.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see coming from them. Let's move on to the game show kind of portion of this podcast. The first one we have is a little would you rather. So me and Mark are each going to take a turn here. Mark, the first guy, the guy that I picked, he's leading the NHL in points right now. He's off to a hell of a start. It's Jack Eichel. So would you rather have Jack Eichel or Sam Reinhart?
Right now, I would definitely take Jack Eichel.
Jack Eichel or Mikko Rantanen?
I think I'd take Eichel.
Okay, Jack Eichel or David Pastrnak?
Fuck, that's tough.
Yep.
I think I'd still take Eichel, like slightly.
Yeah, just being the centerman, I think, helps out there too. Jack Eichel or Austin Matthews?
I think Eichel's been more impressive over the past like year or so.
Okay,
Eichel.
this is where it gets really tough. Jack Eichel or Kirill Kaprizov?
Fuck. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I th- I think I'm gonna go Kaprizov.
See, for me, that's where it got close. I think Jack Eichel just being the centerman and having a bit better of a 200-foot game, like I'd consider going Jack
That's
Eichel.
the thing.
But
What
it's
I
close,
kind of
man.
my deciding factor was like I was just like not that Eichel couldn't do it and he didn't in Buffalo, but I was like Kaprizov can literally like carry the team with like
Yeah.
not that Boldy is not a no one. I'm not saying that at all. He's a great player, but like I don't know. That was just kind of my deciding factor, but it's like fuck, dude. You get to take Eichel too, and I wouldn't blame you.
I just want to hit you with the last two players here that I had. It was Jack Eichel or Nikita Kucherov, and then Jack Eichel or Leon Draisaitl.
See, this year I'd take Eichel over Kucherov, but I don't
Yep.
think he's a better player than Kucherov. Kucherov, he's been out a couple games and he's kind of had a slow start. So, um, who was the last guy you said? Kucherov and who?
Draisaitl. I think Draisaitl. I would take that one was where I thought
Yeah,
it
I'd
went
still
off for
take
sure.
I'd still take Leon, to be honest.
Yeah, Jack Eichel. He's off to a hell of a season, man. All shout out to him.
All right, so I'm up now, eh?
Hit me with your player.
All right, well, I picked a guy who, I mean, he doesn't really have the stature of like a Jack Eichel, but I think he's off to a pretty good start this year, dude. I've been super impressed with Shane Pinto of the Ottawa Senators. He's got 7 goals in 6 games so far this year. And you were talking about like losing Brady Tkachuk and like can guys step up? I mean, he's fucking stepping up right now, dude. He's been playing awesome for the Ottawa Senators. So my first one here is, would you prefer Shane Pinto or Anton Lundell?
That one's tough, man. That one's tough.
Really? You think
Yeah,
off the start that's a tough one? Okay.
because they're not like super similar. Like I feel like Pinto's maybe offensive upside's a bit higher, but Lundell like two-way is a bit higher. We also haven't really seen the full potential of Lundell, I don't feel, just because he's kind of been hidden behind Barkov and Bennett at points. Fuck, man. I'm gonna go Pinto just because of the start of the season he's had.
Wow, I thought that was like one of the worst guys I put in here was Lundell, to be honest. Um, okay, my next one was Shane Pinto or Zach Bolduc. He's off to a good start with the Canadians.
I think I'd go Pinto. Just
Okay,
being the
maybe
same.
I should have swapped those two, to be honest. I got Shane Pinto or Matt Barzell. He's honestly been looking pretty nice with the Islanders this year, dude.
Yeah. I think I'd go Barzell just because it's like he has more of a like he's had more success than Pinto, right? Like, but if Pinto keeps this up for like another couple weeks or even another month, like it might be Pinto at that point.
Okay. All right, so we're swapping to Matt Barzell now. So would you rather have Matt Barzell or another guy who I think is off to an underrated start is Jackson Blake?
I'd go Barzell over Blake.
Okay. Okay. Matt Barzell or a guy that I kind of doubted going to this season that's been proving me wrong in Alexi Protas.
I'd go Protus because he can shoot the fucking puck really hard, and typically that's how you score goals. And
Okay.
he's really shown that so far. The other thing is that guy's an absolute unit, man.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
We're moving on now to Alexi Protas. This might be a tough one for you just to compare Alexi Protas or Jake Gensel compared to the seasons like they have starting. Like Tampa hasn't really scored a lot of goals, dude. Like,
I'm gonna go Alexi Protus. That might be
okay.
crazy.
I'm not that.
Come back to bite me in the ass, but
Gensel's only got one goal this year.
yeah.
But he's actually leading their team in scoring. I think he's at a point per game. So we're staying with Alexi Protas. The next guy I got on here is Jason Robertson.
Fuck, man. I'm gonna go Robo. I'm gonna go
Okay.
Robinson. I just think his upside is higher. Like we've seen it. His upside is a top 5 goal scorer
Yeah.
in the league, right? Where I don't think Protus maybe has quite proven that yet.
Okay. I got two more guys here, so we're swapping over to Robo. So Jason Robertson or another guy who's looking awesome this year, dude, in Seth Jarvis.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go Seth Jarvis though. I just think Seth Jarvis is more consistent, to be honest, than Robertson, and the age factor plays a bit into it. Like I think Robertson, it's like we kind of know what he is. Where I think Seth Jarvis, we haven't seen his full potential yet, and we will see it this year. So I'm gonna go Jarvis.
Okay. And then the last guy I got, I don't think this is going to be much of a debate for you. Seth Jarvis or Sidney Crosby?
That one's an easy one. It's Sid. Just put the
Yeah.
whole Penguins organization on his back this year. He's a
Yeah, he's
centerman
got to a good
too. That
start this
helps
year,
out,
too.
right? Uh,
Yeah.
it's Sid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's move on, Mark, to the guess the player part now. I'll start off by guessing your player. So do you have your player pulled up in front of you here?
I do.
Okay. My first question is he an active player?
Yes.
Do they play in the Western Conference?
Yes.
They do, okay. Do they play in the Pacific Division?
Yes. You're off to a good start, dude. You just went from 32 to 8 pretty fast.
Are they a forward?
Yep.
Okay, they're forward in the Pacific Division.
We're going to say, too, here, I think we're going to avoid asking, like, do they play on this team directly?
Yeah,
Because I think it's going to give it away a bit too much, to be honest. But anything else is pretty much open, I think, to ask.
Were they a top 15? Were they a lottery pick, a top 15 pick?
No.
No, okay, they weren't. Forward, not a lottery pick. Have they played over? Fuck. Have they played over 500 career NHL games?
No.
No. Are they on the Edmonton Oilers?
No.
Fuck. I thought it was Ike. I was like, man, this guy's just paid me for like not on the Edmonton Oilers. Not.
Well, would you even consider him an active player, dude? He's in the AHL.
I'd consider him active. I'd consider him
Okay.
active.
I could have been gaslighting you with that, dude.
Who else? What other questions could I ask here? Do they play on the Calgary Flames?
No.
No. Are they a centerman?
No.
Okay, they're a winger, not a first round pick, under 500 games.
I think in the future we should count how many questions we both need.
Yeah, we should.
I think you're at like 8 right now, to be honest. I'm not really sure, but you feel like you're no closer right now?
Are they on the Vegas Golden Knights?
Yes.
Is it Dorfev?
Yes.
Dude, let's go. Let's go. How many was that? 10 questions, I think.
I think that was 10. We have to go back and listen. It was definitely around. The first 4, you got them all. Like it was and then you got a couple no's. But okay.
Trying to think. I was just hoping you were going to pick some like fourth liner that have just played 2 career games I've never heard of. I was like, if he does, I'm fucked.
Dude, I can't lie to you. I was so debating picking Colton Ellis, the Buffalo backup goalie right now that they claimed off waivers, who's never played an NHL game. I was just going to hope that it took you like forever to do it. Just half the podcast, you guessing the player.
4 hours later, it's next week's podcast. I'm still going at it. Okay, I got my
all right, I'm up now.
Yep.
Okay. My first question is, are they under the age of 30?
Yes.
Okay. Is this player in the Eastern Conference?
No.
Is this player a defenseman?
They are not.
Is this player under the age of 25?
No.
Okay. Is this player in the Central Division?
Yes, they are.
Is this player on the St. Louis Blues?
No, they are not.
Oh, boy. Is this player European?
No, they're not European.
So it's Canadian or American? Or just a fucking wild card and it's from like Australia or something. But that'd be St. Louis, Nathan Walker. That was one of the reasons I asked that question. Is it a forward? I don't even know if I've asked that.
It's a forward.
I should have asked that earlier. What the fuck am I doing?
You asked if it was a defenseman earlier, and I said no. But
is it Nathan McKinnon?
It's not, no.
Fuck. Okay.
With that.
I think he's actually 30. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Is this player on the Dallas Stars?
Nope.
Is it Kaprizov?
Nope.
Fuck. I feel like you did some shit and did some fourth liner.
I did not. I did not.
I feel like I got to be close to 10 questions.
You're at 11 right now. It's kind of a similar story to your player. I'll give you a hint.
Similar story.
He's like not a super well-known player, but like not a nobody, and he's off to a good start.
Fuck. Is it Boldy?
It's not.
That's not. He doesn't have similar history. What the fuck am I saying? Paterka? No, he's too young. Fuck, dude. I'm never gonna get this.
You want me to give you the?
I was thinking Jonathan Taves, and then I'm like, no, there's no way he's got a similar path to fucking Dorofeyev. Is it someone on Nashville?
Nope.
Utah?
Yep. There we go. We got the team now.
Gunther?
Nope.
Clayton Keller?
Nope. Okay, maybe mine's way too hard.
Barrett Hayton?
Nope.
I already guessed Paterka. It's not Cooley. He's too young. Who am I fucking missing right now on Utah? Liam O'Brien?
No.
Holy shit, dude! How many fucking questions have I asked, dude?
I lost.
Is it Lawson Krause?
Rally 50. No, it's not.
McBain?
No.
Kerfoot?
Nope.
Nick Schmaltz.
Yeah, it's Nick.
Fuck.
Leading the team in
Holy
points right now
shit,
too.
dude.
I think.
Fuck. I always forget about him, man.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at players to pick today, and I was looking at like the point leaders across the NHL. Because I'm like, I want to give some guy kudos for being off to a good start, but I don't want it to be an obvious one like Jack Eichel or Nate Dogg or like a superstar player, right? And I was looking at the points leaders. I'm like, shit, like Nick Schmaltz is off to a hell of a start, man. Like, especially considering we really ripped Utah for not having a 2C during the preseason podcast. It's like he's just kind of.
It's a contract year, dude.
Kind of filling that role right now, right? So, yeah, it was Nick Schmaltz. I think it's safe to say I won this round of Guess the Player. I don't know if I'll have to
I think I asked more questions about the actual Utah players than you did about the entire time.
Probably.
Like I went basically their whole forward core before I picked Nick Schmaltz. I picked Liam O'Brien and Kerfoot.
I'm guessing you have it filtered in alphabetical order, not the points order of the guys, right?
Well, I was going off of just memory for a while, and then I always forgot about Nick Schmaltz, dude. I don't know. I just feel like he's kind of a guy that people just never talk about ever.
Only. That
was a good one though, dude. You had me fucking stumped.
Yeah. Maybe next time I'll have to go somebody a little bit easier, but I thought the Guess the Players today was a success. Same with the Would You Rathers. Mark, before we wrap up this podcast, though, Montreal Canadiens, Calgary Flames, they play this week.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make the same bet.
Calgary, right? Yeah.
We're going to make the same bet as we did last year. Whoever's team wins the game, the other person has to wear the opposing team's jersey on next episode. So that would be next week's episode. So I'll be back next week wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey. It'll be...
No, it's too soon, dude. You can't say that, man.
It's all right.
You never know.
We'll get Gavin McKenna. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Overall, though, that's going to wrap up today's podcast. Again, let us know in the comments if you like these kind of games that we played today, because we're looking at doing more of these in the future and pretty much one a podcast. So let us know how you like that. But for everybody tuning in, thanks for tuning in and keep an eye out for next week's episode.